Okay, well, we've had that from G-Shock, so let's try this from G-Shock. This is the GMC B21 00ZE/1A 50th anniversary. I can just call it the GMC 50th anniversary, nobody knows. This is a bit more sizable, or it's on a bit of a smaller Ripley size wrist. I'm not sure which.
It's the latter. It's the latter.
It's the latter. You got hands on with this Ripley. Should we be impressed?
Yeah, so this is cool. They rolled these out, I believe last year. As far as this model, it's basically it's the full metal version of the CasiOak with a fully analog display. So they did the full metal ones before. Those run about like $500-600. This is closer to 1,000, and then this is like an all blacked out one with gold accents, which Casio says is supposed to is inspired by the genesis of innovation, the moment of moving from 0 to 1, and it has this little 0-1 motif engraved along the rehaut. It's a limited edition, or I mean limited production rather than like limited quantity. It's to celebrate the 50th anniversary, even though that was technically last year. But this is $1,000 G-Shock, so it is solid bracelet links, full steel, full metal case, little rubber shock absorbers between the metal bezel and the metal inner case. But this is not by any means the most expensive CasiOak, for lack of a better term. They've got some that are like $4,000 and change. This is I think around like $900 or so. So it's getting up there, but it's a G-Shock, but it feels more like a real substantial watch. There's no digital things on it, although obviously it's all Bluetooth and solar and all of that, so you change it through your smartphone. And of course, there is that little 50th anniversary gold link, which is cool.
Cool. Right. Is it to hit? Is it to miss? Or is it to maybe? 1, 2, 3, go. Hit, miss, and an upside down hit, which makes it no, it's an up. Right. Okay, it's a right way up hit. So, David, why is it a miss?
I just never bonded with the CasiOak design. It just doesn't look right at all from any angle, to my eyes at least. So I don't like it at all. I can see why, frankly, I don't even see why people like it. There's so many great looking. All you need is a 5600 or 5000. All you need is like an octagonal G-Shock, and then that's it. And those are so much better looking and so much more G-Shock than this that already has the nickname CasiOak, because it looks like a royal oak if you squint really hard and it's really dark and you're not paying attention. I don't understand any. I genuinely don't get the appeal of this watch at all, and I see it everywhere around me, which is twice as annoying, basically.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the thinness and size. I mean, the 5600 would be the logical solution, but not everyone wants a fully digital screen. But these are, despite having tiny wrists, and you see this watch on me, it's really about the same profile, give or take some fractions of a millimeter, compared to the standard entry level 2100 series CasiOak G-Shocks. And I think a lot of people like them because relative to some of the bigger ones, before you get even into like the Rangemans, they're quite a bit smaller and more manageable. This is when they started rolling out the like carbon core guard structure so they could thin out the profile a bit. Obviously, none of that applies here because it's made out of metal. You get the rigidity there. But I honestly think people either like it because it reminds them of an AP, or they like it just because it is one of the more wearable G-Shocks for someone with smaller wrists like myself.
Bracelets in these are really nice.
Oh, yes,
really
and
the
way you size them is really nice. So it's like a tiny shoulderless spring bar that sits within the center portion of the link. So all you do is you like take a paper clip or something and just pop it out like you would a strap, and you change the links that way rather than dealing with pins and collars, friction pins, little hammers, screws, or anything like that. So it's super, super easy to do and takes about 5 seconds.
$930 is a lot, though. I mean, it's like,
yes,
I got an MTG 3000 or something like that for, those retailed for roughly the same, and they are just as thin as this. Just better looking all around.
And at $1,000, you start to want a couple of other things on this one, like a sapphire crystal, which it doesn't have. That they start rolling out on like the MTGs and the MRGs. This is really about as much as like mainline G-Shock gets, about as premium as you get. But at near $1,000, This is a far cry from like the guy who just, you know, goes on and gets one for $100 or $200.
Although I gave it a hit, I'm now wondering, is a G-Shock with no digital display really a G-Shock? The G-Shocks should have some digital displays on them, should they not?
If this didn't have
definition of it.
Bluetooth, it would be kind of a nightmare to use. I mean, it sets itself because of its various tech, but
Things.
trying to memorize all the button pushes and the screw down digital crown thing would be a nightmare. But ultimately, you open up the app, you pair it with the watch, and you can set the world time, the alarm, everything directly from your phone. And it's a really, really simple watch to use. But if you just gave me the watch without a smartphone and no manual and told me to set everything and set my alarm for the next morning, oh my God, I would not want to do that.
Yeah, they are horrifically complicated. And for some reason, unlike Citizen watches, their complicated ones seem to be more intuitive in, if you didn't know how to set them, you seem to be able to figure it out quicker. You know, hold both buttons down. That's bound to do something. Hold the top left and the top right button at the same time. And then it seems intuitive. Whereas I've never had a G-Shock that I couldn't remember how to use, and I've kind of been able to figure it out quickly as to how to do it. It always just seems completely baffling.
The ones with the screens are easy because when they change to display the mode of information, but what screws me over with the fully analog ones, whether it's from Casio or Citizen or other, is you have to memorize these like hand motions and where they're jumping to, like on or off for what? I mean, I guess that depends on the mode, but like the hands move around to different things and you have to memorize that. But again, all of it's remedied through a smartphone app where it's, you know, just as simple as setting your alarm for the morning like you would on your smartphone.
People are bringing their G-Shocks to the show next week for David. Right, so next week is G-Shock week on a Blog to Polish Weekly, just for David's sake.